Magento has a lot of moving parts. There is a lot of configurability that is provided to us as developers to make the sites that we maintain or develop work the way that our clients want them to work. And the question for this week focuses on the configuration of an indexer, a custom indexer that we've built, and more just basic configuration. The purpose of this question isn't to get into the weeds of why or when you would configure a indexer to run a specific way, whether that is on save or on a schedule. If you want to get deeper into those things and dig into why that works the way it does and the different pros and cons, I recommend heading over to SwiftOtter.com. Whether you're a beginner just getting your feet wet or someone that's more experienced that would just like a refresher, maybe to learn a little bit more, we have a study guide or a course for whatever your interests are. Let's take a look at the question. You've created a custom indexer in Magento 2 to handle specific data related to a new product attribute that your client has introduced. The indexer runs fine manually, but you've noticed that the data isn't updated in real time when products are saved or updated through the admin panel. And so the question is, what is likely causing this, and how can you ensure that the indexer updates automatically? So we've built a custom indexer, but it is not running when we are expecting it to from the way that we've built it. We need the data to be reindexed as soon as a product is saved or updated, and that is not happening. So let's take a look at the possible options that we have. A, the indexer is running on a custom cron job with either an incorrect cron schedule or a bug in the code. B, the indexer is not set to update on save mode in the Magento admin. Or C, the custom indexer was not registered properly in the indexer.xml file, which is causing problems when the indexer attempts to update automatically. Let's discuss the different options that we have. So for option A, an incorrect schedule for an indexer obviously would cause some problems. However, due to the information in the question, we are expecting this indexer to run not on a schedule, but after products are updated in the admin. So ultimately, when it comes down to it, unless there's been a mistake when building out the indexer, there is not going to be a schedule to be buggy or to be built out incorrectly. So we will rule out option A and move on to option B. If we have not set the indexer to update on save, that would explain the problem. The indexer is not going to get that data updated when we change or save that product, and we're going to run into this problem. So it's looking like B is our answer, but let's look at option C again. The custom indexer was not registered properly in the indexer.xml file, which is causing problems when the indexer attempts to update automatically. Now, the question does mention that the indexer is running successfully when it is run manually. So obviously, with that being the case, we have registered the indexer correctly. We have it set up in indexer.xml. If there was a problem with the ID or the class or the handler that's defined there, we would be seeing that when we're running the indexer manually. Since it's all running successfully, we can rule out option C, leaving option B as our correct answer. Now, there are two different ways that we can set an indexer to run or update on save. First, obviously, we have the admin panel. We can configure the indexers to run based off of the schedule or based off of the save conditions of the products or whatever through the admin panel. However, which this would be the correct approach since we are in the code building the indexer in the first place, we can actually use the mode attribute in the indexer.xml and set it to real time. Have the value of the mode tag be real time, and that is basically the code or the backend for the front end label of updating on save. So if we build out the indexer correctly, we're going to have set it to the mode being real time, and that is going to have it set to update on save, and that will fix our problem, and the indexer will be running and getting that data updated as soon as a product is saved. So again, option B is our correct answer. The indexer is not set to update on save. As soon as we make that change, that is going to configure the indexer to run as it's expected to from the context of the question. Now, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or critiques, please drop them down in the comments below.